Astrology can seem like a very complex discipline. And I'm not going to lie to you. In some ways, it is. Today is where you begin your journey. If you know very little about astrology, you're in the right place. If you're a beginner and you need a refresher, this video is for you too. I have a saying, the chart is where you start. Our fundamental understanding of this discipline begins with a chart. So what exactly is a chart? How do we generate or cast an astrology chart? And why would we do it? We'll answer those questions in this video, because the chart is where you start. Hi everyone, my name is John and I'm a certified astrologer. So what is an astrology chart exactly? Simply put, in the context of astrology, a chart is a snapshot in time of the astrological world at a very specific date, time, and place on the Earth. This screen has an example chart. I know, it kind of looks like hieroglyphics right now. I totally understand, and it's kind of supposed to look like hieroglyphics. If you've ever learned a foreign language and you're seeing it for the first time, that's probably how you're feeling. Just take a deep breath and smile. Many of you have probably heard of a natal chart, also known as a birth chart. For many astrologers, this is the bread and butter of what we do. Using the information contained in a natal chart, we empower our clients with information, provide timelines of the impact of astrological events affecting the client, and analyze the patterns we see to help the client succeed in life. Some astrologers call the natal chart the birth map, or the natal promise. Don't allow those words to make you think astrology dictates your whole life and your decisions. As St. Augustine said, "The stars may impel, but they cannot compel." In other words, it's information to be discovered that can influence your life, but in the end, because you are a person with free will, your choices are your own. But astrology isn't just limited to people. Every event is born, too. Think back to important rites of passage in your life. School graduations, moving, the death of an important family member or animal companion, your first job, a car accident, an unforgettable vacation, a bad breakup. You can cast an astrology chart for any of these life events and so many more to get an overall sense of the energy surrounding the event and the potentials moving forward from that moment. When we're looking back after an event has occurred, we're looking at what we call an event chart. When we want to look for a good time to perform a particular activity in advance, a marriage ceremony would be a great example of this, we call it electional astrology. We know where the planets will be and can elect or choose the time that embodies the energy we want for the event. We can do this for parties, ceremonies, surgeries, starting a business, you name it. So can a town have a chart? What about a city, or a state, or a country? Yes to all of these. We call that mundane astrology. We use astrology to look at world events based on geography. I know, it's a lot. Astrology can be applied to so many different things, but remember, the chart is where you start. At this point, you may be thinking, all of this sounds cool, but I don't know how to generate a chart. Is it as complicated to create one as it looks? Thankfully, the answer is no. With our technology today, it couldn't be simpler. Just go to any internet-connected device, find yourself a web browser, and do a search for free astrology chart, and select one of the results. To cast an accurate chart, you'll need 3 vital pieces of information. I mentioned them earlier, but to repeat it, you need the date, the time, and the place of birth for the person or the time of the event. Now that you know what an astrology chart is and how to cast one, remember the important last question. Why? Adults always want to know why. Well, the why can be a little different for each of us, but the idea is the same. We cast a chart to obtain a deeper understanding of ourselves and others, to find out the different energies affecting a given event, and to empower ourselves with information so we can improve our chances of life success. Please put any questions you have in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Remember, when it comes to astrology, The chart is where you start.